This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by
NordVPN. Get advanced security, internet freedom, and complete privacy. Save 73% off the 2-year plan plus 4 months free with code MMA Nuts. Paleo on the go. Find delicious meals that fit your specific diet. Save $20 off your first 3 orders with code MMA25. Drift Air Freshener, the freshest air freshener with no harmful chemicals. Save 15% off with code INGO15. Polar Pod, the most affordable cold plunge pod on the market. Save 10% off with code MMA. Defense Soap, everyday soaps for everybody. Use code MMA Nuts to save 15% off your order.
Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 633.
633.
My name's Ingo Weigel.
Mattress MMA show by my fans, for my fans, walk the line between serious and ridiculous. He's got no crack rocks today. What the hell?
That hurt.
And he blew out his elbow.
I hit my elbow right on my side of my desk. Ow.
Yeah. And now he's going to be out for 3 weeks. He's
like
on
Justin Fields
IR.
over here. Dislocated my thumb.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bears.
How so?
Yeah. Doing a little oil check. That's
Yeah.
been going around our house lately. It's like you got to be careful when you bend over. You might get randomly oil checked.
Like, what the hell?
Kids are playing that game right now. I'm like,
Oh, Jesus.
fucking kill you, stick you little finger, you little shit.
You heard of jujitsus.
That's funny.
You'll get learned.
That's right.
So Bears weren't successful, huh? I just saw 0 of the game.
No, I think they lost like 16-19 or something. I think.
Well, that's not terrible.
No, it just didn't look good though. And then the replacement quarterback that came in, the rookie, just made a bunch of mistakes. He had a couple okay plays, but he just we're in big trouble. So I say just tank the whole season. I mean, really, at this point,
I'm good like that.
If you're gonna lose, let's just lose all the way.
That's fine. Could you imagine you have the number 1 and number 2 pick overall?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
What the fuck could they do with that? Obviously, trade one of them.
I think you trade one and get a like player that's
superstar.
guaranteed. Yeah,
for sure.
I say you trade the first pick and try to get a superstar and keep the second pick. You know, maybe even you trade both picks. Fuck, if you can get.
I don't know. Yeah, it depends, I guess, who's available. But the question is, do you keep Fields? That's the big question.
No, I think he's a great fit on a different team, not on the Bears.
Yeah, I think we have the wrong coaches for him, unfortunately. Yeah. Wrong coaches, wrong system. And they could have fixed it and they fucked it up. So
they did.
That's that. And then Blackhawks. It's so crazy trying to watch them because it's always just it's Connor Bedard. It's almost like trying to watch a football, like a Kansas City Chiefs game, and it's Taylor Swift. Oh my God, look at Taylor Swift celebrate this play. How cool is this? Like, this is fucking retarded. Like, who gives a shit? I'm like here to watch football, dude. It's retarded. But yeah, so Connor Bedard, he's got 3 points in 3 games. He's on pace for 82. But I think what's happening with him is the game plan for every other team is shut him down. And they don't have a lot of other talent to pick up the pace. So if you could shut him down for the most part, they're not going to be successful. But they're having the Blackhawks goalies are playing really fucking well. They might even be leading the league in save percentage. They're up there. I mean, they're like, that's crazy. I want to say they're at like 94.5%, which is fucking really good. If you're in the almost mid 90s, you win a fuck ton of games. They've been playing out their ass. They're just playing better teams. When you're the last team in the league or the third last as of last year, it's the same scenario. So like, do you tank it again?
I mean, I say every Chicago team should tank it for a season or two. Let's just
just
get off. Let's
just fucking run number ones. Let's do this.
Yes,
I'm fine with that. Fuck yeah. And just make the only other thing is you got to make right choices when you're drafting, because just because you have the good picks doesn't mean you're going to be successful either if you don't pick the right guys, unfortunately.
It's a bust.
Yeah, Chicago hasn't been great with at least the Bears haven't been great with their picks. Blackhawks have been pretty good.
Better. Yeah. Bedard looks very promising. So we'll see. He's got a lot of
It's
growing
a
to
long
do.
season. Yep. And they have like, I think 6 rookies playing right now, or 6 kids that haven't played that much. So they got a good group. It's just, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Something like that. Let's go into some MMA, boxing.
Yeah.
We're
What do you
gonna
want to
start with
talk
the big
about?
thing.
Yeah. What's the big thing?
I guess the Logan Paul Dillon Danis fight. I do have a clip from it real quick.
Oh, you do. Perfect.
Yeah, I gotta apparently turn the volume down on this, but this is pretty much, let's turn the sound off. There's a quick clip.
I
So
love it.
pretty much, they get in there. It's just kind of a clown show.
Uh-huh.
Not a lot of action.
What are these refs wearing? Like freaking fanny packs?
I don't know.
What is happening?
But not much change from the real thing. All I saw was, here's Dillon Danis.
Yeah.
I don't know how many strikes he threw the entire fight. 6. What's the fucking strategy with this?
I think it's
Logan
just to
Paul?
show up and get some money and try to be entertaining. And then he goes, what was it, a guillotine or jumped guard?
Yeah,
What like the whole thing was just ridiculous. Like right at the end.
yeah. Like Nate did that too. Like, what are we doing here?
No.
And then starts a mini brawl. It's just chaos for no reason. Again, like, why are you boxing a jujitsu guy? This makes no fucking sense. I get it, because you want to win the fight. You know you're going to win a fight. But it wasn't even competitive. Like, the other guy took it as a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm any promoter, I would not let Dillon Danis fight in my organization unless you're doing jujitsu.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Because that is disrespecting the sport. I mean, at least Nate threw punches, and I still wasn't happy with his performance.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I don't think maybe that's what this is about. I think these guys need to have fights in order to keep the train rolling. And it seems like it doesn't matter who they fight. Like they just need to be doing shit, and they figure out some way to create marketing around whatever shit they're doing. It doesn't,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't,
not.
I don't know
It's
if the
not
fans will
good.
get sick of it eventually, but seems like not. They just, stirring up controversy and strange shit. So,
Yeah, it's wild, and I don't know why he let Dillon get that payday. And I think Connor was even tweeting out like, "Great work, Dillon." Like, what fucking fight are you watching? How can you tell your buddy that was great work? That was horseshit.
mhm.
Like, you basically stole money from all the fans that paid whatever it was for that fight. And then the other fight, whatever.
KSI and Fury.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one, but
Fury unanimous decision,
yeah,
but
it's kind of
to
whatever,
be
right?
expected.
To be expected.
And
Absolutely.
I think Dillon had more action in this interaction with Elle Brooks. She's been doing some boxing,
Mhm.
and Dillon choked her out. I don't know. Is there sound?
No sound.
All right,
Jesus.
we need sound. Hang on. Because she says something interesting. I think she's into porn. I'm not quite sure. But Dillon basically chokes her out.
Oh my god, that's so much better than drugs.
Wow, I didn't know getting choked out was so much better than drugs. But I feel like, oh Jesus, what's going on? I don't know if I'm logged in over here. I wanted to see her account. But anyway, I'm gonna have to log in. Let me see if Twitter will let me log in, because I need to show you what this lady's all about. Can't just bring her up. No, she's been doing some boxing, and
Because it's NSF. Is that what you're about to show us?
It's
Okay.
probably gonna get blurred, but how does she market herself? It just says the naughty page.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
She's like doing stuff.
Hey now. Seems to be
So-
very effective. Oh, there's that video you were talking
Yep.
about.
So she'll get blurred out, but you get the gist of it.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
some of this is
so
like, wait, this is on Twitter, X, I should say.
Twitter doesn't give a shit.
You can do whatever.
But she's like shadow banned because if you try to search her out, she doesn't come up.
So you have to know her actual account.
Yeah. And even though like we're following her, she still doesn't show up in a regular search, which is weird.
So,
So like I had to go to Google and Google her Twitter to find her on Twitter.
I bet you some app, if this is what they're doing, I bet you some app's gonna come out that can parse out these things in like the app and like grab it all from X or Twitter, you know.
But I don't know why they're shadow banning people.
Well, I mean, it's like near rated X content here, if not rated X, you know. So I think
is there a problem with that?
Where's the line, man? Is it over the line? I don't know.
That one's not over the line.
No.
Usually, if you say that, I say over the line. Fucking mark it to 0, but I can't say that to her. I don't think there's a line there. So anyway, what else is happening?
We had Miletich fighting over the weekend. Pat, you know,
55-year-old Pat Miletich, former UFC champion, fighting Mike Jackson, who's a svelte 38. What happened?
Well, he said that he quit on the stool. And he said that he's in a quote after the fight, he said, "I got to be honest, this is Miletich. Something has like never happened to me in a fight." He said, "I gasped. Halfway through the second, I literally couldn't breathe. I feel like a coward because I trained as hard as I could, but it was a smart fight by Mike, and hats off to him." So he ran out of gas. I mean, 55 years old.
And it's crazy because he dominated Mike for the first 2 rounds, and I think he was up. I think they gave him like a 10-8 for the first round and a 10-9 for the second. But just to be that gassed, I get it. I mean, with asthma, trying to train and sparring and jiu-jitsu, I was like, even with the inhaler, I was having problems. Even like in Krav Maga, I would have issues. I'm like, if you can't get, because I remember even in jiu-jitsu, if someone got mount, I would have to tap sometimes. So I'm like, I can't fucking breathe. Like I'm tapping the mount. This is fucked up. So I get it. And even like a 55-year-old, I hope he was on all the drugs, but he probably wasn't. He should have been on everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
because local MMA, probably not drug testing, you know?
No.
So that's kind of weird.
So, should we do a little sponsors and then I have a summary of all the shit that happened in the last few days? Because it's a lot.
There's a lot going on.
And maybe I summarize it and then we can parse it out one by one, talking about it. Okay, because I made a list.
All right, great.
All right. Little sponsor action. We're brought to you by Manscaped. Gentlemen across the nation, I have an urgent message for you. This episode is brought to you by Manscaped.
Whoa, so nice. You said it twice.
The brand that took your balls to space is now launching them into the Ultra Sphere, introducing the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, featuring a new cutting-edge design and next-generation dual skin-safe blade heads for different shaves. It's pretty much a spaceship to take your boys downstairs to the next level. Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra by going to manscaped.com/MMANUTS for 20% off and free shipping. High tech for low places. Manscaped.
Wow. We're going for it, man. Yeah. Every man knows how scary it can get when going for a close shave below the waist. That's why I trust Manscaped for all my sensitive areas, even the back of my ears. I'm Manscaped, wherever.
Or in your ears if you're old enough.
My ear hole.
Ear hair.
Well, they do have that attachment. Like
they got everything.
Like the back of my throat.
I've noticed that as I've gotten older. Shit, there's hair growing in places I'm like, what the fuck? Right? But this takes care of it. And if you really want to get one of these for yourself, remember you get 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com/MMANuts. That's 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com/MMANuts. Your balls have been through enough. It's time to go ultra with Manscaped.
Your balls have had the shit beat out of them, man. It's time to treat them nice.
That's right.
Shave them up and put them on ice.
Oof.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew, Let's talk about sex, guys. Remember the days when you were always ready to go? Now you can increase your performances. That's right, multiple ones. Get that extra confidence in the bed, the bedrooms, wherever you want to throw down. Listen up, BlueChew.com.
Yes, and you can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription to your front door within days. Best part, no going to the pharmacy. It's all done on the internet and made in the USA.
Sweet. And Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. We've got a special deal for our listeners. You try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code NUTS at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code NUTS to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
All right, I'm going to summarize real quick all the shit that happened in the last few days because there's a lot.
Go.
And then we can go ahead and pull out and talk about whatever. So,
all right.
Charles Oliveira pulls out of his fight, got a nasty injury. Volkanovski steps in. McGregor gets back in the USADA pool. There's going to be a UFC in Saudi Arabia. Paulo Costa pulls out. Kamaru Usman steps in. USADA says, no more UFC USADA relationship, and there's a new entity that is going to take over all of that starting in January of 2024. I don't know if I missed anything. I think that's all of it, though.
Okay. Where do you want to start then?
Well, let's talk. Maybe we talk about this USADA situation. Do you have thoughts? Do you have thoughts on this? Do you want me to summarize what?
Yeah, go ahead and start it, and then I'll add some flavor.
Well, there was the big announcement, and they're saying that basically there are complications with the Conor McGregor situation, and they're just fucking done with the whole thing. So they're stepping out. USADA is, but the UFC a couple of days ago revealed that there is actually something happening with a new organization called Drug Free Sport International, and apparently they handle collection stuff for the NFL and other major sports like MLB and etc. And they're going to be stepping in, according to Nowitzki, on January 1st of 2024. And it seems like the rumor around the campfire is they're going to be heavily trying to test for EPO because they think that that is rampant in the sport. So I'm not sure based on this if it's going to get more restricted or less, because this is a lot of words and a lot of threatening stuff. But is this one of those like IQ testing situations, or is it a testing situation?
There's a lot to unpack here because I want to go back and talk about USADA because it sounded like it was Conor McGregor and whatever. It almost sounded like they were shitting on him because he was probably on a bunch of shit to heal himself from that injury. And they were USADA, or the UFC was paying USADA $8 million a year, which basically works out to 30% of USADA's revenue. So now that's going bye-bye. So I think that's why they said, oh, we're going to fucking blow this up and be dicks. And, it sounds like there's going to be some sort of lawsuit where it sounds like the UFC is going to sue USADA for some reason. It's whatever's going on back and forth.
So $8 billion company suing a $8 million company.
Yeah, like not they don't have so much.
They're
but
in trouble.
It just, to me, it sounds crazy. Like, why even spend that $8 million when you can save it because you have a pretty clean sport, and just let the athletic commissions test, make that their dime. But no, they want to put this new company in. But one of the things that was cool is that the UFC's lawyer, Hunter Campbell, said that the UFC is at least open to the idea of athletes taking substances to recover from devastating injuries based off of science and long-term performance enhancing benefits over the coming years. So this still sounds like we're talking about Conor McGregor, because he probably did all sorts of shit to get back to normal. And sounds like everyone's kind of okay with that. I mean, everyone should be okay with that. So and then also with USADA, they were just basically a nightmare company when you think about all the horror stories. And I don't know why the UFC didn't step in, because I can remember like championship fights guys were getting woken up. Oh, you have a fight this night? We're going to wake you up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I know you have a fight tonight. We're going to draw blood and fuck with you.
Mhm.
Like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
why so aggressive? Like, it was so crazy. The amount of
Yep.
testing, the time of testing, this stupid whereabouts program that they had to like log in and let them know exactly where you're going to be. 3 strikes and you're fucking banned. So like you were saying with this new company,
Mhm.
all the major sports leagues are using them, and I'll equate it to the NFL, and I hope they run it like that, where basically they tell you, okay, 2 months from now, you're going to have a random drug test. So be aware. Hopefully they run it like that and they save themselves a ton of money. But the EPO concerns me because, again, why do you want to have the worst fights available? Like, the more stuff you test for and the more fighters you take out, the the worse you're making your product. So the least amount of testing you do, the better product you'll put together.
Mhm.
Because I don't know what the point of the drug testing is anymore. I thought initially it was to make the UFC a viable company to get it sold, right? So now what's the point of all this?
Well, I
And
think they're kind of in
know,
a catch-22. I feel like they have to continue in some capacity based on what, but I mean, to take your point further too, they're talking about increasing the amount of blood testing that's being done, you know, doing some oral fluid testing, keeping samples longer, and like you said, one of the benefits is they're not going to be testing fighters at all weird hours of the time, a night, all the time, and trying to be more cognizant of that stuff. So there's some good, but from the outside looking in, it's not clear to me, like, okay, if this is the same company like that does the NFL, like you said, like, I mean, have you seen those people? They're not on drugs. Like,
no, like all the
there's
other
no,
leagues,
come on.
everybody's on everything.
Are you kidding me?
It's a IQ test. Do you know how
Yeah.
to stay clean for a couple weeks beforehand? But
Right.
then the other thing is they also said they hired this guy, George Piro,
Mhm.
and they said he's the former Saddam Hussein interrogation team leader
Oh,
as
wow.
their anti-doping program administrator.
Wow.
Interesting thing, he also trains at American Top Team.
Oh,
So
no shit. Aha.
that's a weird choice of a guy, like, from, again, but that was like Nowitzki because he was like the guy that investigated Lance Armstrong. And
Mhm.
I don't know what his role is because I thought he was in charge of all this. So I'm not sure like his position anymore. This new guy, George, it sounds like there's a conflict of interest if you're training with a bunch of people that you're potentially in charge of drug testing.
Mhm.
But let's just run it like the NFL. A little like wink, wink,
I'm
or
on
test,
board.
random drug test, 2 months.
Mhm.
Be ready. Or like we run it like that Russian program where we just give them fake piss and blood or something, let everyone do everything. Let's just get back to having fun. I feel like all this stuff just took the fun out of the sport. I want the best product possible. Is that too much to ask? Like,
No, I don't
you
think
know,
so. I think it's totally valid and not too much to ask.
look at every other sport. Every other sport, if you did legitimate drug testing, I'd say 90% of everyone's failing. I think that's what it equates to.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just be equal to every other sport. That's all I'm saying. You want to test, wink, wink, test.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. You're talking about UFC 294. There are a bunch of changes.
Yes, tons of changes.
So Oliveira got the cut, and then now we're doing Volkanovski, Makachev 2,
Mm-hmm.
Paulo Costa out
With the elbow.
versus Shemaev. So now we have Usman in. So let's just pull up the full card
Sure.
and
Yeah.
kind of take a look at that. But I almost think it's comparable to where we were. I don't think we actually lost anything here, right?
No,
I
I think
mean,
it's solid. I'm actually excited about this card. I think it's gonna be
right,
great.
yeah, agree. So like the first fight was close. I mean, it's a hell of a short notice for Volkanovski because and Usman, both those guys, like, I got like a week notice, and then I gotta fly to fucking. I think this is in Abu Dhabi, right? Yep,
sure is. That's like a daytime card.
Oh yeah, it's a 1 p.m.er. I don't think I can do it though. Volkanovski, shit. So you have the champ. Usman, number 1, number 4, Anklev, number 2, Johnny Walker, number 7. So you have a lot of ranked guys, and once again, a lot of guys that end in V. 1, 2, last name 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just keep going. Oh, Jesus Christ is on the card too. Look at this guy, Victor Henry. 8, 9, 9 guys with a V at the end. They usually are pretty successful. So I don't even know where to go. I think Makhachev has a huge advantage, right?
Seems like you would think. I mean, I like Volkanovski's chances in this one, though. I don't know. Sometimes these situations are very beneficial to the person stepping in.
Bisping Rockhold too.
Yeah. Oh, good point. Yeah.
Bisping stepped in on like a couple days' notice, came in, shocked Rockhold, because I think Rockhold was super cocky, thinking, "Oh, I've already beat this guy," and Bisping had nothing to lose, stepping in. It's the tough thing is Abu Dhabi. It's probably a huge Makhachev crowd over there.
Yep.
And he does have the win, but again, anything can go. Anything can go. And the same thing with Usman, like stepping in. That's a hell of a fight, but I would want full camp Usman versus full camp Chimaev. But Chimaev, again, he hasn't fought in like forever because it sounds like everyone keeps fucking avoiding him.
Yep.
And now he's at 185. So Usman 185. This is weird.
It is weird.
So, well, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to play this out. I don't even know. I mean, I guess Chimaev is probably the right bet, but he's the favorite. Makhachev's a favorite.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
I
a
said,
fun fucking card.
I like Volkanovski's chances on this one. I got to go with Volkanovski, and I do think Chimaev is going to beat Usman. So,
yeah,
I really do. Yeah,
because I think Usman's knees are shot. I think he's got like a lot of issues going on, and age is creeping up. I gotta say he's late 30s. My guess would be 38. I don't know if they're gonna say it here. I click on him. Well, I'm gonna call him 38. Take that. I don't feel like looking it up. And on that note, we should probably talk about our other sponsor.
Oh yeah, got it. Kudo. Yeah.
Yes.
Kudo. Are you on the hunt for a new guilt-free snack?
Yes.
Meet Kudo, the official protein popcorn of the UFC.
Wow.
Kudo Popcorn's revolutionary cooking method allows each bag of popcorn to have 10 grams of whey protein isolate in every single bag while still tasting absolutely delicious. Yes, you heard that right. 10 whole grams of protein in every bag. Get in on the snacking revolution that MMA athletes Michael Chandler, Robbie Lawler, Bruce Buffer, and even Dana White himself endorse. I didn't know Bruce and Dana were in the MMA athletes, but hey, for a limited time, our listeners get 25% off their entire order with our code MMA at kudosnacks.com.
That's right. And I have some right here. Look at the size. Like, this is a healthy portion. My favorite version is the garlic parmesan. I've had all of them. They're all good. I think the garlic parmesan the best because it's a little funky and gluten free, so that's super important. Keto friendly.
Okay.
10 grams of protein.
Are you doing that keto? Is that what you're doing right
now? No. I tried that. Didn't work out for me. But anyway, it's really good. And I ate them all already and I need to buy more. So
nice. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like popcorn, right?
That's right.
You'll be amazed though at how Kudo popcorn has somehow made your favorite healthy snack even tastier and healthier. For a limited time, our listeners get it and viewers get an exclusive 25% off discount when you use the code MMA at kudosnacks.com. That's 25% off with code MMA at KUDO snacks.com. with an S.com. Save some money. Support the official protein popcorn of the UFC and get popped.
That's right. What if it was snacks with a Z? Is that crazy?
That'd be too crazy. Too crazy.
And also brought to you by Fume. Cold turkey may be great on the sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. We're not talking about some weird mind voodoo from your crazy neighbor, which I do have one. She lives across the street. We're talking about our sponsor, Fume. And they look at the problem in a different way. Not everything is in a bad habit is wrong. So instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit?
Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses delicious flavors. You get it? Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit.
That's right. And stopping is something we all put off because it's hard. But switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 150,000 customers and has thousands of success stories. And there's no reason that that can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com. Use code MMANUTS to save 10% off. When you get the Journey Pack today, that's tryfum.com and use code MMANUTS to save an additional 10% off your order today. Yeah, take that.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
All right. I meant to do this before the break.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of Charles Oliveira's cut. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Might have to blur
I'll
it.
probably blur it for the.
Look at that sucker.
Looks delicious.
That's
that doesn't
pretty.
Look terrible.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't take a fight on that one. Even if they sew it up and make it look nice, it's going to take a while to heal on the inside, right? So
just put some super glue in that bitch. You'd be all right. Someone else had a cut like that. I think he's just being a little too cautious. I think he just wanted, to be 100%. I think, you could take the fight.
Yeah.
Because like Paulo Costa, he wanted this fight. He didn't. It was the doctors that pulled him out. I think in Charles' case, he pulled himself out. I could be wrong on that.
I feel like Costa had an influence on the doctor in some capacity. I don't know. The whole thing seems fishy. Like there's just a lot of weirdness surrounding that guy all the time. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, he was also posting images like, "Hey, I just had surgery 3 weeks ago. I'm still fighting." Like, what? Maybe you need to keep your mouth shut and not tell everybody, and you would still fight. But I think he had some kind of complications, or the secret juice got in there.
Secret juice.
So apparently Gordon Ryan and Mark Hunt have been beefing against each other, and we might get a fight, which is crazy. So Mark Hunt, I don't know. I think Gordon Ryan was saying something about, "Oh, cool, USADA's gone. I think it's great if the athletes could just juice up and go at it," something along those lines. And Mark Hunt replied, he's like, "What does this idiot know about fighting? Gordon, maybe have at least one proper fight before you start talking, dickhead. Maybe I should get on a sauce and stomp your face, see how you like it." Like, oh no. And then Gordon replies, "If you read the post, you either see the validity in the arguments or offer up a decent rebuttal that was factually based. You did nothing but blabber out of your fat, miserable mouth. We can fight anytime you'd like. You may very well knock me out before I get a hold of a leg, but then again, you also may not. And I'm very willing to take my chances, you miserable fuck." Okay. Those are harsh words. That's Mark Hunt, motherfucker.
That's aggressive, yeah.
I don't care how juiced you are. If Mark touches you, you're going to fucking sleep.
Yeah.
I don't like Gordon's chances.
No, and Hunt, I mean, Yeah, they're not the same size. Like,
No, well, I don't know. I would say Gordon's probably 230, but Mark's probably 280 now.
yeah,
And we'll have to do it in some org that doesn't give a shit.
but
I mean,
well,
maybe you
it's
can do Game Bread, bare
yeah, that's a
knuckle
good.
MMA.
That'd be fun. It's a different type of strength though. Ryan's strength came more recently, and Hunt has just always been a big fucker. He's got that like old man like strength.
Yeah,
I think it's different, so
I want to see that fight. I want to
I'm
fucking make
down.
that shit happen.
Yeah, they should do it. Mark needs a little money, I think, so I think
He
he'd be down.
does,
Yeah, he's trying to stir shit up.
and that's
Let's,
great.
yeah.
And could you imagine if Mark just did go on the sauce then? For all the guys he had to fight that were on it, it was
Mhm.
shit. I don't even know. Bigfoot Silva, Brock Lesnar. There were like 4 or 5 different guys that he had to fight that are all juiced, and then they all tested positive. So he
Mhm.
kind of got a raw deal. And even with that lawsuit, I feel like he should have won. But anyway, what else is happening?
They just announced the Tyson Fury versus Ngannou pay-per-view pricing, which that fight's happening October 28th. And as previously revealed, I think maybe a week or two ago, it is accurate. Maybe you said it, that it's going to be $79.99. And you can get this on ESPN Plus pay-per-view, as along with other, however else, I'm guessing through Comcast or Xfinity or whatever you
Yeah.
have. So what do you think? Like, does that sound like a lot? Too much? Just right?
Cheaper than
Not
I
enough?
thought. I thought for sure they were going to do 100 or like 150, something stupid.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, 80 is UFC price. So if they're in the ballpark, is it something I'm going to buy? Probably not, because Fury's going to win 99 out of 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
I give Francis a puncher's chance with 1%. Oh, but he does have Mike Tyson as a coach, so I'll give him 1.5% chance to win.
So he has a chance, is what you're
He
saying.
has a chance. Everyone's got a chance. If you can throw a punch, you got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You can shit your pants. You can do that too. I don't know why.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. What do you think the buy rate is going to be for that?
450,000.
Yeah, that sounds viable.
Somewhere in there, close to 500,000, give or take.
Yeah.
50,000 is my guess.
Yeah, I was going to guess about 400. So, and then maybe they'll actually tell us, because UFC, you don't hear shit about the pay-per-view buys anymore.
You don't.
Boxing, I think they'll tell you, but again, will it be accurate? Hard to say. You need a commission to tell you, but I don't know who's going to actually give you legitimate stats. I saw Israel Adesanya made a post, and he said, "I'm not going to fight for a long time. Definitely not going to retire, because I know me. I'm not leaving like that. I know me. But if I did, I'm fine. I don't need to prove anything else. I'm going to heal myself up. You won't see me fight for a long time." And I think John Jones posted something to him to the effect of, "Hey man, I took 3 years off and it was the best thing I ever did." So like, when do you think Adesanya is going to come back? Because here's also a guy who was fighting. He was probably the most active
4 times a year, right?
Yeah, as far as like a champion, he was the most active by far, bar none.
When do I think he's going to come back?
If he does, because that sounds like he may be out. Like a GSP out.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, but the thing you got to remember too is these guys are fighters, so their feelings change once they're out.
Daily, hourly, minutely.
Right. And I mean, if he's gone long enough and gets a break, it's wired into it. These guys are by nature, this way, so he's gonna
Naughty
need
by nature.
some outlet for that.
Yes.
I would say, I'm gonna say next fall. Is next fall or next? So I think he's gonna take a full year off. Is my thought. A full solid year, but he'll be back. How long did it take GSP? 2?
Something like that, 2 or 3. I think Adesanya is gonna do a good 2. At least I'm agree with you. It's at least a year, potentially longer. but they all get that itch, and I don't know if that itch is compete or money. You know, it's probably both.
Probably both.
So it's probably a good year, and then he'll get that itch to get back in. And it'll be interesting to see like who's champ at that point. Is Strickland still your champion? It's hard to say. I find that hard to believe.
Probably not. No, I
you
doubt
never
it.
know. Yeah. What else is going on?
Let's see. What do I have? So Curtis Blades got injured. There's this card coming up, I believe, this weekend. The Sao Paulo card. Is that this weekend?
No,
November 4th.
294 is this
November
weekend.
4th. November 4th. Sorry. 2 weeks. Yeah, Derek Lewis is gonna jump in there and replace Blades, and gonna fight. What is it? Almeida, Jalton Almeida, I think he's who he's fighting. So it'd be interesting because if Blades gets a win, I think that moves him back into the category of on his way toward the belt because he's had a couple of wins. So not Blades, sorry, Derek Lewis.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah,
Gotcha.
sorry, get those two mixed up. They're similar to me. The large, scary, strong black men. Like, I will call you whatever.
I'm not gonna take the bait here. I feel like you're baiting me.
I was. You're too smart for me.
I'll masturbate, but that's about it. That's the only bait I'm taking. But yeah, that's always the question. Like, will Derek get a title shot? Because it sounds like John is one and done after Miletich.
So
and
what's
then
going to happen then?
You're going to have a vacant belt with two guys going to go at it. Because I think whatever happens between John and Miletich, I think both those guys are done. But John's not going to go out on a loss. But I think John's going to win, so it's hard. Yeah,
So
I think Miletich is done too. Because he's taken so much time off preparing for this.
Well, current heavyweight rankings, Jones is obviously at the top. We have Gane, Pavlovich, Miocic, Aspinall, Blades, and then Lewis is way down at number 10. So if Lewis beats Blades, you could argue.
Was he fight? I thought he's fighting the other guy.
I'm sorry.
Blades is out.
Blades is out.
He's fighting Almeida.
If Lewis wins, you could argue he moves up a few spots and then maybe he gets a chance depending on how Blade. I don't know. The heavyweight division is a mess. I feel like we're gonna get a cool fight and then it's all gonna like implode.
Yeah, because if John goes away, it's like, fuck. I don't feel like there's a dominant champion in those ranks right now. Like a guy that's gonna get the belt. I mean, heavyweight is always the most exchanged belt in the world because I think it was always 2 times was the most defenses until Stipe did 3. And then they're like, oh, he's the fucking greatest heavyweight of all time. No, he's fucking not. He's just not. So I don't know. Maybe someone will shock me coming up through the ranks, but I just don't see it. I think it's just going to be this over rotating belt, you know?
Yeah.
And then that's going to be in some of these weight classes too, because, Strickland, I feel like that belt's, he's not going to hold it a lot. 205, it's like that thing fucking keeps changing hands because of injury, So another one, just rotate in. And then I think every belt has almost changed hands within, I forgot what the stat was, within the last couple of years. Everyone has rotated the belt pretty much.
Yes.
So I saw this weird camera angle for a fight. I want to get your take on this.
Oh boy.
Let's see if you like this.
I feel like you're gonna trick me right now.
No, no, it's a weird camera angle on a fight.
Oh no, I hate it. I can tell you right now. It's
making I'm with you. I'm done.
I feel dizzy.
That's that disorientating, and it's some of those video games are like that too. Like you can't put me in like this weirdo like shaky shake shit.
No boy, no.
What else you got?
Did you hear the story about this matchmaker kid? There was a sweepstakes the UFC had they were gonna let somebody do be a matchmaker for a day if they won the sweepstakes. So there's a guy, Joe Reeves. Yeah. So, anyways, he was on the Contender Series finale and he wins the whole thing. And he's like the matchmaker and he's back there mixing it up, I guess, with a bunch of the UFC matchmakers. And he was like, you want to work here? And he said yes. So they hired him as one of the matchmakers. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if that wasn't planned, but you got to give it to Dana. Like when he sees talent, he's got to have it. So he's like, and I guess he's like one of the matchmakers now. Dana said, I would challenge anyone to ask this, try to stump him on any fighter on the roster. He knows, apparently he's like a wizard. He knows everything about everybody. So
good for him. There's like over 500 fighters.
Insane.
I can't tell you 500 fighters on the roster.
No.
I mean, it was way easier many years ago when there was like half that. And we could easily tell you each guy and how they fight. Now there's like, it is insane if you could tell every single fighter. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Let's do a little tweet of the week. This was posted Daniel Vreeland. He's like, the auto caption is crazy, basically. So the caption for the Cyborg fights: Chris Cyborg trying to squash the beef cats in Ghana. Okay. Well, she was trying to squash the beef with Cat Zingano.
That's funny.
Goddamn beef cats in Ghana. It sounds similar. Those beef cats. Fuck.
Beef cats.
Yes.
Wow.
I like beef cats. Do a little KO of the week.
Yeah.
Got a couples. I'll turn the sound off because I never know. Music might get us.
Oh, geez. That was nasty.
That was one of two.
Ouch.
And then this next one. I think this one's more brutal, but we'll see. Oh.
Ouch.
It's always bad.
Oh, his arms up when he falls down. That's never good.
Yep. That's not good.
That's a Av again. Oh, ends with a V.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those guys. Dangerous.
Those
dangerous.
V guys are very dangerous. You say like if you're out at the club and you get into some shit with someone, be like, what's your last name? If it ends in a V, you go, look, I'm gonna buy you a drink. I'm going home. Like I don't want to fight. Because
let me see your ears. Your ears cauliflower or regulars.
You're gonna lose that fight. So okay, well, in the spirit of that, can I show AHL hockey fight footage? I feel like I can. That's like
I think so.
Canadian.
If not, I'll cut it out and re-upload. I had to do that last week. So.
Okay, sorry about that. So here it is. This is pretty wild. I wonder if you've seen a hockey fight like this in a while. Check these guys out. Some guy named Vito.
Yeah, I saw this one. I'd seen it come across the line.
Oh man, they just beating the living.
Well, normally they don't throw like this anymore.
But they're wearing helmets, which is like crazy.
Yeah, I fucking hate it because I think they get suspended if they take them off, because before, to be sportsmanlike, the guys would take their helmets off. Like they'd throw the gloves down, throw the brain bucket off. So it's fair, because now I forget how many people have to wear a visor. I think there's a point where you don't have to wear a visor if you were started in the league where that wasn't a requirement. So there's still a few guys that don't have a visor. There was also a time when you were grandfathered in where you didn't have to wear a fucking helmet. And Jesus Christ, I think Craig McTavish was the last guy that was grandfathered in that didn't wear a helmet, and that was insane.
Can you imagine not wearing a helmet playing hockey?
Fuck no, that is crazy. Insane. Well, it's like the goalies didn't even wear masks at one point. When you think about how crazy this shit is. So it seems like fighting is actually on the uptick again, which is kind of nice. So
it makes you happy. I know.
Yeah, well, that's what there wasn't, like, the UFC didn't exist, and if you wanted to get like real fighting, it was in hockey. Like you're getting bare knuckle pretty much. So
yep.
I just have a handful of other things, unless you have anything else.
No, I'll just have some knowledge. That's it.
Okay. So let me get both of these posts up. So I guess Paige Van Zant has made a few new friends. So I don't know.
Whoa. Hey now.
She likes to party. And apparently they like to fight each other.
They look happy though. They're
Yeah,
very
everyone's happy.
happy fighters.
Shiny, happy people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know this one. I don't know if this is like an outtake from Shrek, but I don't want to know what the backstory is on this guy and this donkey.
Holy Jesus.
He's throwing a donkey for a loss. It reared up on him and then he tossed it. I don't think you're supposed to treat donkey like that.
No.
And then right into knowledge. What do you got for knowledge?
I don't know if you've seen this yet. I just was holed up in a hotel room at night for 4 days, and I watched some shit on Netflix, and the documentary about the Joovv vaporizer and how that how that became a huge thing. It's really interesting because these fuckers marketed they had people going into high schools telling them it was okay to vape, and it was like the kid. I think they like 9 billion or something crazy, some number people were sales or whatever a year. They're just making crazy amounts of dough, but it was all kids because they marketed like some crazy Apple marketing. But it's fascinating if you like those because it moves pretty quick and it takes you through the start and the end of a company and how they went. Like,
did they go to prison?
I forgot if they went to prison.
They probably did.
They probably did. But yeah, pretty super interesting. And I think it's 3 or 4 episodes, short ones, so it's easy to watch while you're working out or something.
Yeah,
highly recommend.
Nice. Yeah, it's weird because usually those people get out because they have so much money that they've generated, but who knows? Yeah. Maybe they paid fines. Here's my knowledge. Got a couple. The Sphere of Fear.
Oh, that's crazy.
That looks creepy as fuck.
I just don't. I can't imagine living there and seeing that. That's just not. It's bananas.
No, and I've seen videos of people on a golf course where it's like looking at you with, it's like a yellow globe like that with the eyes, and then it looks at you as you're driving the ball, and then it follows the ball to wherever it lands, and then gives you like a that was a shitty shot kind of thing. And
that's wild.
Then I'll leave you with an oldie but goodie here.
Uh-oh, I'm scared.
You're good. Let me test the volume. Oh, that's the perfect volume level. What a great way to end this show.
Let's see.
Share a little sound.
Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude.
You too much... twist that dick!
Twist his dick!
Twist his dick!
Oh my god, dude. Oh my
god. Oh, dick twist!
And I always love this lady because she's like, what the fuck is going on?
Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude.
You too much... twist that dick!
Twist his dick!
Twist his dick!
Oh my god.
Oh, dick twist!
It's the old dick twist.
It's epic. It's so epic. When did that actually start? I don't remember when that actually started.
God, that was it's at least 5-6 years ago, because that looks like just some local MMA and probably in a casino.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty epic. Solid way to end the show.
Yep. On that note.
That has been another edition of MMA Nuts. My name's Ingo Weigold.
Matt Griffin, thanks for playing.